Okay, I had to bring my case of oil out in the garage here, so I thought I'll do a quick video on something that's been bugging me. You remember how when Trump was running, or even before, and continually saying how evil it was that Biden was using his position to enrich his family. And that's right. I mean, that was the whole thing was a horrible scam. But at the time, he was saying that would never happen with his administration. You know, that would be unheard of. But yet, every time there's some skullduggery going on, you always hear about Jared Kushner. His name pops up. It's always he's in the background, and he is Trump's son-in-law. This whole deal, when he started talking, they want to level Gaza and make the new Riviera. Kushner's involved with that. He's real tight with Netanyahu. In fact, when the last time Netanyahu was here, my understanding is he was staying with the Kushners. The time where he gave Trump that gold pager, which was like the most ill-conceived idea. That I can imagine after they got that, I am sure the Secret Service went over that thing right away because the Israelis have a habit of giving gifts that have bugs in them, or in this case, it could have been an explosive. But they're known for doing that. So if you get something from an Israeli, you really got to look closely at it. So I'm sure that thing is locked away someplace out of harm's way. But just a really uncool thing to do. That whole pager operation was soundly condemned by the UN. It was a horrible idea. But yet, in Netanyahu's mind, this was the coolest thing ever, So, yeah, give you this little pager in commemoration of it. And of course, for Trump, it's got to be gold plated. But just sick. It takes a really sick mind to do something like that. Anyway, like I say, Kushner's involved in that whole Gaza Riviera nonsense. And even the other day, I heard Trump saying, it'd be nice to turn Crimea into an international resort. Well, it's always been an international resort until this nonsense started. I mean, it's kind of a cool area. But, somehow Trump wants to kind of wiggle his way in there through Kushner, but I'm sure that's kind of in the background. They're working on some scheme there if they can get the Russians to let them put up a little Trump tower there. Same in Odessa, part of that whole deal was, we want to be able to control the port in Odessa. Well, I'm sure right away they're thinking, we could put up some fancy resort. I don't know why it is he's got to, these developing minds, they always got to be scheming on some tourism thing. Anyway, what's going on today? Remember back it was 99 when NATO illegally bombed Yugoslavia. They, for 87 days or something, killed 500 civilians. It was just a horrible, unjustified thing, But of course, we got that NATO base in Kosovo now, so that's what they're after. Anyway, now this Kushner is trying to get one of the things that they bombed was the military headquarters in Belgrade. And now Kushner wants to get that, flatten it, and put up a Trump-themed, you know, luxury apartments and all this, the same thing they always try to do. And the people in Serbia are very upset about this. Well, then they throw them a bone and say, "Well, we'll put up a monument to the people who died." So some little plaque someplace saying, "Yeah, bad deal. 500 people killed for no reason." It was a totally illegal operation, but NATO did it. They aren't above that. But there's that Kushner trying to get in there, which is really people, in Serbia are really getting pissed about this. And I don't know how this is ever going to be looked at as anything different than what Hunter was doing. It's a hell of a thing that I hate to see happen. But I'm glad that the people in Serbia are fighting this. They want that to be rebuilt as a commemorative of that. They don't want no Trump Tower there. But everything's always got to be, you can't, like in Gaza, you can't build housing for the people where you destroyed all the housing. No, you have to build luxury stuff. That's where the money is. But there's that damn Kushner. When Trump said, "Oh no, he would never do that," he's doing it. And nobody is fighting it. I guess because his last name isn't Trump. But he's the son-in-law. And he's looking for ways to make money on this. And Trump is going along with this. He's fine with it. But that's what ties him to Netanyahu is Kushner. I even worry, when they start talking, "Oh, we're going to take Greenland." Well, what is Trump going to put up some resort there too? Is that the big scheme? Is this just a land development thing? Well, they gave an idea with the Panama Canal. We're taking it back. No, we gave it to BlackRock. Same with a lot of that land in Ukraine. We demand that, we get the mineral rights, so that's all BlackRock again. And I don't know, of course, there's got ties to BlackRock, but I would not be surprised. But he's really into the development angle, following Trump's footsteps. But I think people see through that now. I hope. At least the Serbians seem to be. And, Serbia is one of them places, again, where there's all these NGOs that are in there raising all kinds of hell, trying to, push for this kind of thing. And then when you talk about, they're going to stop the USAID, but of course, they stopped portions of it. But that still continues. I mean, there's money going to certain things. But even, like where they took Voice of America down, well then, of course, Europeans want to run it. Well, let them have at it. It was nothing but strictly propaganda. And it was made for overseas consumption. If you ever heard what they actually say on Voice America, it would kind of outrage you because it's just bullshit. And the same thing, like they're talking, kind of hinting around that maybe they should do something with, our PBS, which gets a lot of government money. And they are a strictly propaganda arm of the Democratic Party. They're really quite intolerable. It's very difficult to listen to. I mean, we have a local station that comes out of the state college, and the locally produced stuff is good. I can listen to that. But as soon as that national stuff comes on from NPR, bad, that's intolerable. I don't think, I don't think they have a straight white male working there. I think that's unheard of. It's every kind of freak you can imagine with crazy ideas, but it's all spouting the Democratic liberal nonsense, and we're paying for it. So I hope they cut the funding for them too. But keep your eyes open, and when you see the name Kushner pop up, beware. He's pulling the same thing Hunter Biden did. Oh, well,